Apart from the documented individual success stories of some Pt.2s, such as the one you just mentioned, what has been the major achievement, the major institutional achievement of the foundation, of the program?
You know, we can't just say apart from. The Elumelu Foundation is set up primarily for one thing, to advance the role of entrepreneurship in Africa. And we realized for that the foundation that to do this, for entrepreneurs you're trying to develop to succeed, you need an enabling environment. So that's why we go into advocacy. That's why if I meet with presidents across Africa, I talk to them about these entrepreneurs. And I tell them, if you want them to succeed, please change the laws. And to the credit of Governor Electrify, you heard how the tax system, and which is true, you know, you change the tax system in Kaduna State. So advocacies like this help entrepreneurs to succeed. So this is what the Elumelu Foundation is all about. It's all about pushing the frontiers for entrepreneurs to succeed. It's all about giving them seed capital. It's all about mentoring them. It's all about training them. It's all about creating networking platform opportunity for them. It's all about showcasing them. We read the case of Shadi that I took him to President Obama, I took him to the White House, etc. Such exposures give confidence to these young people. It gives them contact. Now he's a global citizen. Everyone calls him all over the world. If I had that kind of opportunity, I wouldn't be bigger than I am today. So that is what the Elumelu Foundation is all about. And that's what we do for young African entrepreneurs who are serious, who want to succeed, who believe in themselves, and we just give them a push and a helping hand.
Unemployment in Nigeria has reached epidemic proportions, and even if all of the jobs that the Elumelu Foundation is planning to create created in Nigeria, it still wouldn't scratch the surface. Why? Someone said, why is the foundation spreading these across Africa and not concentrating on Nigeria, since charity begins from home?
So look at it. First, I'm a Nigerian, but essentially I'm an African. And I do business not just in Nigeria, I do business in 19 African countries. And beyond that, I believe that we must address Africa's issues from a continental perspective. And so, to set up the entrepreneurship program focused just on Nigeria, in my viewpoint, it's not good enough. I could have said $50 million in Nigeria, $50 million Africa. Would that make people happier? But statistically and empirically, year one, last year, we got 498. That's roughly 500, which is 50% of the TIP Elumelu entrepreneurs from Nigeria. This year, what we just released now, about 600.
Of the 1,000?
Of the 1,000 from Nigeria. But in fairness to them, about 6,000 Nigerians applied. And the good news, from across the 36 states of the Federation, males, females. And I'm quite impressed with the quality of applications we got from Nigerians. So, 1,000 people first year, you got 500. So 1,000 people second year, got 600. It's not bad. You know, Nigeria must understand that God has placed us in a certain unique position and responsibility, not just to cater and fend for ourselves, but also give a helping hand to others. And that is what the Elumelu Foundation is about.
And speaking of which, how can Nigeria lead the African economic integration?
I think there are two issues to have. You call it economic integration. There's political influence and there's economic influence. We need to balance both to lead. You know, we need to, and starting from like going what you said for charity from home, we need to get ECOWAS working very well. There are three pillars. You know, we need to have free movement of goods, free movement of people, free movement of money. I think to a large extent, money, I would say we've done fairly well, but free movement of goods across ECOWAS have not done so good. Free movement of people across ECOWAS have not done so good. And of course, with terrorism, it becomes even more difficult, I believe. But we need to get this right in the sub-region and maybe extend it beyond. So we need to marry our economic power, if we still have it, and political influence to drive the integration of West Africa and Africa.
Tell us about the Electrify Africa Act and how it will mitigate the effect of the power deficit on the continent.
There was need to institutionalize the Obama legacies as relates to Power Africa. They need to empower some U.S. agencies to intervene and support initiatives that would drive improved access to electricity on the continent. And that was how the bill came about. And some of us threw our weight behind it. I testified before the Senate and Congress as an African private sector representative to underscore the importance of improved access to electricity. And I'm happy that it's been passed into law. The Senate passed it, the rep, and that will significantly help to improve access to electricity through the measures I've just spoken about. It will help to institutionalize Power Africa. It will help to empower certain agencies of American government to lend or support investments that will help to improve access to electricity in Africa. So it's a welcome development. It can only be good for Africa. And so we thank and commend President Obama and commend key congressmen and senators.
How can we achieve the same growth in the energy sector as we have seen in the telecom sector?
The revolution we saw in the telecommunications sector attests to how government policies can catalyze growth and development in our economy. If you recall, and if you research, the government of President Obasanjo did not spend $1 for the revolution we've seen today. It's just signing, just paper and biro, the will, and the doing and signing. That's all. And just deciding to say, you know what, I'm going to auction the GSM license, which he could have decided not to do anything about, or sold just giveaway price at a giveaway price. He decided to auction. I recall then some of my friends expressed interest, $200 million, $250, and people said they were paying too much. And these are companies that make $2, $3, $4, $5 billion a year in profit. And look at the direct and indirect employment that GSM license has created for Nigeria. And you know what? You and I would never have felt the impact or known the impact if it wasn't done. So we don't even know the opportunities we're losing today. And so when people say government resources are dwindling, fine. But there are so many other things we can do to unleash the potential that we have. And that's what I told the National Assembly. Let's show a sense of urgency. Let's learn from others with due respect. During the global financial crisis, American Congress and the Senate, they went to work Saturday and Sundays to pass critical bills. We have a state of emergency today, economic emergency, so to speak. So our attitude should change. There's so many policies that have to be changed, and things will start happening in this country. We need to hold our legislators accountable. We need to knock on their doors. We need to tell them to do the things we voted them for. We voted for them to help us pass bills, change policy. We still have 90-20 policies laws in this country in the 21st century. We need to change this.
Looks like a good time to take another break. Please join us yet again.